can tell you we've sacrificed a lot. We've been committed. We work very hard. Some nights we don't sleep. Have any of you been on the internet up all night? You look up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning?
Every night.
And for me, I had a brand new baby who got up anyway, so I said, oh well, why go to sleep? Just stay up with her. We do work hard, okay? It's very similar to offline. The only thing is we're working smarter. We're working on strategy. We're not just being, like Tracy always says, throwing gum at the wall and seeing what sticks, or throwing something at the wall and seeing what sticks. We're actually putting in effort, but it's smart effort. And that's what we want to talk to you guys about on today. Now, Bill Gates said this: if you're not online, you're not in business. For those who are only traditional marketers, the problem is you're not in business if you don't have an internet presence, because the minute somebody hears your name, where do they go?
Google.
Google. And if you don't have a presence on the internet with your name, guess who's going to take your name and establish your presence?
I am.
And Toby is dead serious. If you look him up, you'll find him everywhere. The thing about it is you have to have a presence on the internet so that when you do begin to talk to people offline or wherever, when they go Google you, they'll find you everywhere. That establishes credibility. Now let's talk a little bit about attraction marketing and how to become a sponsor magnet. How can you position yourself on the internet to get people to want to pay attention to you? These are some of the 4 things that I found consistently that make people say, I'm ready, okay? The first one is becoming a giver. And I'm telling you, I had a problem with this. The reason why is because we're taught that everything is about the Benjamins. You know, you don't give stuff away for free. But on the internet, you make money last. That's your last priority. It's called monetizing. Monetizing is going to be last on the list. The reason why is because there's a series of things that you have to do to develop with a person before they're ready to whip out their credit card. So what happens is when you get on the internet, guys, you, like I said before, you want to become a problem solver. You're going to have to be a giver. That information that you think, ooh, I could charge somebody for it. They would pay me, you know. Or you might have been charged for it. You might discover a golden nugget. But you turn right back around and say, well, hey, you know what? I paid $49 to go to this event today. I got up out of my bed on a Saturday morning, but I was able to generate 10 different videos that's going to give me some time on YouTube. See, you guys are sitting here taking notes, but what you're doing also is getting tips and nuggets. This is content. This is information that you now can convert into an opportunity to generate some leads. Mm-hmm. So when you get on the internet, your mindset has to be, you want to overkill them with giving. Secondly, you want to spread the wealth, invest in yourself as well as others. And what that basically means is what I just shared. When you're learning something, you go ahead and you share it with somebody. Sometimes you might find 1 or 2 people that are drawn to what it is that you're saying. You make a connection with that person, and you might mentor them. You can't mentor everybody on the internet, but what's going to happen, like with Tracy and with Cedric, I just became under them, calling them all the time, hey, so what do you think about this? What do you think about that? When you think about the internet and making that connection, there'll be somebody that will find you and say, you know what, I really, really want to work with you. And what happens is now you're sowing into this person what was sown into you because you're building that person up who's going to be loyal to you no matter what business you're in. Does that make sense? Third is you want to identify yourself, but you also want to keep in mind that people want to know, what can you do for me? You want to identify for yourself what you can do for other people. Because my story really might be encouraging to somebody who's going through it, but at the end of the day, they want to know, Nicole, okay, I understand you went through all that, but what can you do for me? This is my situation. I need you to tell me what things specifically that you did that's going to help me to reposition myself to get to where you are, start making the money. That's what people want to know. It's like, oh, great, I love your story, but I need you to help me out. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And you have to keep that in mind, especially when you're talking about putting content out there. Is what can you do for them? Mm-hmm. And the 4th thing is getting connected with other leaders and following their lead. This is a huge sign of your success. Because coming out to events is where it all happens. When you start getting out here, you go ahead and you shoot some videos, you take some pictures, you begin to get into the era of the people who are successful. This is what's going to position you for success. And the reason why is because like attracts like. Like I said, if you hang around 4 broke people, you're going to be what?
Broke.
You hang around 4 rich and wealthy people, you'll end up
rich. Falling.
You know what's funny is